Ahoy there, chummers, and welcome to another Shadowrun review. So I went to my local game store this morning to do a little bit of shopping, and what did I see but this Shadowrun Rogues lineup deck for 6th edition Shadowrun, the latest edition of Shadowrun. This debuted last year, if I remember correctly. It was late last year? Maybe it was early fall, but it debuted last year to some fanfare with, it was common with any new product release. And this essentially is a deck. I have the deck set off to the side. That's why it's not actually in the pack. This is essentially a deck of 40 cards. The back of the packaging says, Rogues lineup contains 40 characters spanning a range of metatypes, archetypes, and abilities. Whether you need a quick NPC to drop into a game or want to use them as a pre-generated player characters, this deck is ready. Rogues lineup is for use with Shadowrun 6th World, which is the latest edition of Shadowrun. This is the first product for the newest edition of Shadowrun that I have actually purchased. I do not own the latest edition of Shadowrun. I have heard mixed things about it. I have a friend who absolutely loves it and runs it regularly, and then I know a lot of people that prefer other editions, let's just say. I've heard very, very mixed things about it. So, that being said, I did think that this would be... I got this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was cheap. It was $14.99. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the review. But number two... NPCs are always something that you need. Doesn't matter what game you play, what edition you play of, whether it's Shadowrun, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, whatever. NPCs are something that are the lifeblood of any role-playing adventure. And a ready-made source of NPCs it's pretty good. It's a pretty good tool, I think. Now, that being said, I don't want to say disappointed, because it's not. Well, okay. So the theme of this review is going to be yes, but. So with that being said, let's get on to it. Let's take a look at the product and see what we got. So we got the 40 cards right here. Every card is set up the same way. It has art on one side with the NPC's name and a little bit of a description of them, their little bit of backstory and history, and the archetype on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that on my crappy phone camera, but the archetype is down in the bottom right corner. And then on the other side is game stats. So there's like a little quote from the character. There's a little hook down on the bottom. We'll talk about those hooks again, a little bit later on in the review. You got the attributes, skills, gears, if it's a magical character. There's a lot of magical characters in this. Spells, qualities, and that sort of thing. Everything that you could need to essentially just drop these characters into a Shadowrun game. And you get 40 of these cards. So, seems like a pretty good product, right? Seems like a pretty good deal. $14, you get 40 NPCs. You can just plug in, play in any adventure that you're running. Which, yeah, that's actually something that's very useful, because, like I said, NPCs are something that is always going to be in demand. You are always going to need NPCs, and having a deck that has a source of NPCs that you can literally just plug and play, game stats are already good to go, is very useful. I'm not disputing the usefulness of this product. It's not disappointing because it is a useful product. What is disappointing, the art on some of these cards. Number one, you all know, anybody who's listened and subscribed and listened to my reviews for any length of time knows that I am a huge fan of the old style of Shadowrun art, that line art style that was part of the 80s, the 90s, and into the early 2000s. This newer style, it's not bad. You've seen in my videos, I do use this style of art in my videos sometimes, because this is, what the most current art style is. That being said, I don't prefer it. I don't like it. It's not... it's kind of hard to say why I don't like it. It looks too polished. It looks too modern, too new, too bright in a lot of ways. Like the old school Shadow, especially second edition Shadowrun art. Second edition Shadowrun art was gritty. It was dark. It was, it really had that dystopian feel, that cyberpunk feel to it. These, I mean, some like Gunther here, he looks like he could be out of the Matrix. Which, it's not a bad thing. It's just I don't prefer it. Some of the art though, like this less defined, like more abstract pastel style, I some of these cards are like this, and I don't like it. I don't like that style of art. That's not to knock the artists that did it. I'm not saying that they didn't work hard. But I don't prefer it. I don't like it. I don't like that abstract style. It's just, I'm sorry, it does not look good to me. It does not look like, it doesn't look like a quality product. I want to say it almost looks AI generated. I doubt it is. Like I said, I'm not knocking the artists. There's probably going to be somebody in the comment like, oh, you don't like the art on the cards. You're a dick because the artists were really... Yeah, I don't dispute that they worked really hard on this. This is way better than what I could draw. That said, I don't like it. I don't prefer it. There it is. Throw it out there. The other thing is there are some of these cards... let me just say that I think this product could have benefited from a little bit of extra editorial attention. There are some of these cards. There was one card in particular that I read the description of the character, and I was just like, what? It didn't make sense. The way it was written, it wasn't written... The sentence structure was not there. It was very, very obviously something that had gotten missed in editing. And there's a couple of cards like that. And really, I think, especially when you're doing a product that is essentially an art showcase, beyond this being a useful tool, this is supposed to be a showcase for art. For the art of Shadowrun, for the artists. This is supposed to be something that, somebody can plop down on a table. And honestly, the way I would think about a product like this is going to be used to get people into the game that are just kind of watching, or like maybe at a convention or something like that, or, somebody who doesn't really know a whole lot about Shadowrun, they can sit down, pick this up, and get kind of a visual representation of what that world might look like and what that might be. And whenever you have a product that can be used like that, I think you really, really, really do need to up your editorial game on it and give it a little bit of extra love and attention. And there's some cards in here that are just not very well written at all. I don't know if if there were mistakes in editing, if they just got passed over or whatever. It's just, there could have been some extra attention. The other quibble that I have with this product is the hooks. Some of them are not really hooks. Like every card, like I said at the beginning of the review, every card has the character's name, the meta type and archetype that they are, a little quote, the attributes, gear, and all that good stuff, and then at the bottom is a little hook here. And some of the hooks are not really hooks. They're deeper descriptions of the character, which not necessarily a bad thing, but when you have a product that advertises NPCs that you can just drop into your games and drop into your adventures, the hooks should really be adventure hooks, I think. Like this one for El Conde. El Conde. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It says, the hook says, when as technology strikes against its enemies, El Conde feeds well. Okay. So what? I mean, I can turn that into an adventure hook. I think any savvy GM can turn any of these into an adventure hook. It's just, some of them they're just not that great. And whether it's the fact that you had to do 40 of them, whether it's the fact that they just got, passed over in editing, whatever. It's fine. The product is fine. It's a fine product. Like this one for Atza Klai. The hook is Atza has been working on a scheme, and all he needs is to make a deal in the Court of Shadows. That's an adventure. That works. That's a good adventure hook. For Tiana, the Coyote Shaman. This time, Tiana's elaborate and delicate plans fell apart, and she needs some backup. That's a good hook. That's something that any GM can work with. Some of these cards, like I said, the hooks are just, they're there. So, bottom line, because this review has gone on for a lot longer than I wanted it to, would I recommend this product? Well, if I was putting a numerical, okay, we'll get to an actual number in a minute. But if I was going to recommend this product, if somebody asked me, Happy, would you suggest I buy the Rogues lineup? I would say yes, but yes, it's a useful tool. But if you're looking to be wowed by some amazing art, you may end up feeling a little disappointed with some of the cards. Yes, I would recommend it because it's useful too, but I would not pay full price for it. If I had to do it all over again, I would not pay the full price for it. It's $14.99, so it's not, it's not bank breaking or anything like that. For a card, for what you're getting, it's about what I would expect. But I would more look for purchasing something like this at like if it's on your local game store's bargain rack, or if they're running a sale or something like that, or if you're buying from a website like Miniature Market or like Noble Knight Games that does do some slight discounts on some products. I don't know if I would pay $14.99 for this again. I'm not disappointed that I paid that price because, again, it's a fair price. I just wouldn't do it again. Now, that being said, if I was ascribing a numerical value to this review, if I was giving it a number of stars, I would say 3 out of 5 stars. It's not great. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. It's something that you can work with. It's something, and again, a ready-made source of NPCs. Literally, I can pick up a card like this. If I need an NPC and I've got this deck handy, like literally if I need one on the fly for like a battle or a run or something like that, I grab a couple of cards, and there we go. I got a Shadowrun team. Maybe. I don't know. Or the other use that you could get out of this is if you need some quick characters. Some quick player characters. There's nothing stopping you from using this deck. If a player character is flipping through this deck, players flipping through this deck at the beginning of the game, and they see something they like, maybe they stop on, let's see, I don't know. Maybe they stop on, maybe they stop on Willie Lovato, the Orc Private Investigator. They're like, oh man, he looks really cool. I want to play him. Turn them over. There's your stats. Good to go. Character creation, done and dusted. So that's another use that you could get out of it. So again, 3.3. We'll stick with 3 stars out of 5. 3 out of 5 stars. Would I purchase this product again? Probably not. Did I waste my money? No, I didn't waste my money on this at all because, again, it is a very useful tool, something that any GM can make use of, can find a variety of uses for. But I don't know if I would get this again. And if I did get this again, I would probably just go on like Miniature Market or Noble Knight or another website and just kind of give a little bit of a discount on it. So anyway, that is the Chip Truth. If you came expecting a glowing review of this Shadowrun product, for the brand new, well, not brand new, but the newest edition, you might be a little bit disappointed. Have you purchased this product? Have you used the Rogues lineup? What did you think of it? What are some of the things that you've used it for in your games? Were you disappointed with it? Would you rank it higher than I would? Would you rank it lower? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I think this is the first non-glowing Shadowrun product review that I've done. But, you come here for the Chip Truth, you get the Chip Truth. If you can't handle that, then walk right out the door. That's all I got to say about that. So anyway, go ahead and like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, if you found it useful. Go ahead and comment below. Again, tell me if you've bought this product before, and if you have, how you've used it. I think it'll be interesting to see some of the things that GMs and players alike in the Sixth World have used this deck for. And I will see you all next time. And that's the chip truth, chummers. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Shadowrun content. Hit that notification bell so you will always know when I upload a brand new Shadowrun video, and until next time, remember to shoot straight and never, ever deal with a dragon.